What's good, YouTube? It's your boy K Flex. I'm back with yet another video, and today, ladies and gentlemen, in a shocking turn of development of I don't even know what to say, the Miami Dolphins have fired Brian Flores. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, this is pretty intense. I won't lie. The firing of Brian Flores is actually pretty shocking to me. Now, there's a lot of layers to this that I want to get into, but real quick, the reason why I didn't make a video last night about the Patriots is because I just really, the game didn't mean anything. I had no emotions. I couldn't make a video and fake emotions like, oh my God, we swept the Patriots. Bro, I was not that happy. I was not that sad. I was just on some stuff like, man, we really just missed the playoffs again, and the Patriots are back in the playoffs, so it really doesn't matter. Like, I don't know, it just felt different. But I was gonna make a video on it this morning, but now we got our head coach getting fired news, so that video was pushed back. I don't even know if y'all want that video no more. That video don't even matter no more. Our head coach Brian Flores just got fired. This is humongous news. Now, truth be told, ladies and gentlemen, I'm split on this decision, right? Because let's just be honest, Brian Flores was not a perfect coach. Like, let me just start off by saying that he was not perfect by a long shot. Actually, many times I probably called for his job, especially during that 7-game losing streak. I was thinking he should get fired. I no longer thought he should get fired whenever we went on that crazy win streak at the end of the year, albeit the teams that we were playing were not that great. But after we beat the Ravens and everything, there's clearly something with Brian Flores. He has some special qualities and traits about him. And so I really didn't want him to get fired. We went 9-8. I thought that's enough to save your job. After last year, we went 10-6. Obviously, we didn't make the playoffs in these years, but we are having good records. We are having pretty good teams. We're just not able to get above, some type of hump. We always lose that one game, or we lose a couple of games early that we shouldn't lose, that kind of come back to bite us at the end. But at the end of the day, we're not we're not that far away. And I feel as though, like, with what we're dealing with, okay, with the youngness of the team, with how when we first started, he first came, we were tanking. I figured that he could get another year. A lot of the years, like when we were terrible, like super bad during the tank year and stuff, I didn't blame Flores for that because we literally set him up to fail. But these last 2 years, I really have been kind of judging him. A lot of people say we sped up the rebuild, right? And so I have been judging him these last 2 years. Last year, he had a rookie quarterback, right? So I don't really, again, it's hard to really blame him, but there are certain situations where he definitely did fuck up, like for instance, like benching Tua for Ryan Fitzpatrick and things of that nature. I didn't understand that ever. Like, well, I got it because sometimes it worked out, but it was like, it was clear that a lot of the things he really kind of didn't know on the offensive side of the ball when he was benching Tua. Even this year when Tua was barely hurt, and then we started Brissett, like it was a lot of stuff that I feel like Brian Flores, especially with the quarterback situation, was kind of clueless on. But for the most part, he was good, and he was. I don't know if it's ever best practice to fire a coach after having 2 winning seasons. I just don't. I like 2 winning seasons consecutively to sweep the Patriots, and then to fire him. I don't know if that's best practice. I don't know if I'm more upset because I was a little upset about this move, but I don't know if I'm more upset because I think that the Dolphins are going to. That I think that Brian Flores is just an excellent coach, or is it more so I just don't see us getting anyone better? Now, Jim Harbaugh is an option. Obviously, he could probably bring in a better staff. And I think that was Brian Flores' main knock against him. I know there's some rumors in the locker room that he's hard to get along with and shit. I don't like to really speculate on that type of stuff unless we get concrete evidence. I don't like to just go off of he says, she says, source says, that says, unless we get some concrete evidence. But the evidence I do have is that his offensive coaches were just terrible every season he was there, and he had a part in hiring them. And so I would say that was pretty, like, the worst knock I have against him. But as far as our defense was good under him. It was pretty great. The development of our cornerbacks and stuff like that, like Nick Needham became actually serviceable. Brandon Jones, Javon Holland, you look at some of our defensive backs, and even every defensive player we've pretty much had, besides, I guess, Noah, because he hasn't really touched the field, they all pretty much have improved under Brian Flores. No one has, I don't know. I don't know how much of a credit is that to Brian Flores or to they was going to be good anyways, but I feel like, especially with the Nick Needham situation, Nick Needham looked like he was supposed to be out the league, like, when he was first getting in the game, and he actually turned into a serviceable cornerback, so it's like Brian Flores had his good traits. I don't think he played or did bad enough to get fired. And I don't know. And there's another thing to this where Brian Flores was a big part about Deshaun Watson wanting to come in. Rappaport reported that. So now Deshaun Watson sweepstakes, well, if it's even a sweepstakes, we may be out of it. So it's a lot of things. It's just a lot of scenarios right now where it's like, I don't know if we should have done this. But again, I can't really complain that much because there were times when I was calling for his job. But Brian Flores definitely wasn't the biggest problem with the Dolphins. And if we fired him because he wanted to get us out of mediocrity and try to get an elite quarterback in Deshaun Watson, with the charges pending, obviously that might have not been the wisest shit in the world. But if we're firing him because he's trying to get us out of mediocrity, or because it's a thing with him and Tua, it's just I don't know if I agree. Right now, it's just a whole bunch of rumors. The Dolphins go on this, smear campaign anytime we get rid of somebody that's kind of popular, like even with Jarvis. It may be every team that does this, but it's the obvious smear campaign. So right now, it's a bunch of rumors about how coach that Brian Flores was, as expected. You know what I'm saying? This is noise to me. I don't really listen to it, but you know what I'm saying? You just be expected to hear all these stories about how Brian Flores treated players so fucking terribly and all this, because it's obvious. Like, every time we get rid of somebody that's kind of popular with the fan base, and Brian Flores, he has a lot of haters, but he is popular with the fan base, it's going to be a smear campaign to try to get everybody to really just turn against him, right? But anyways, I think Brian Flores will bounce back on his feet. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be interesting to see if he has any opportunities. I don't know head coaching opportunities that'll be interesting, but his defense is amazing, right? And in an ideal world, we could have him as a defensive coordinator, but that won't never happen. But again, his defense is amazing. I'll see if anybody else will take a chance on him as an offensive, as a head coach, because as a head coach, you got to think about offense. And I don't know if he was, I don't know if he ever thought about offense. Like, I don't know if he ever, if he had to. I don't know if he knew what he was doing with the offense at all. I don't, because the main key factor to me was the quarterback situation, which is ugly all the time. Like, these last 2 years with the benchings of Tua and all that, it was just awful, right? That was really his main bad thing, I think. But anyways, Brian Flores getting fired. I hope this has nothing to do with Deshaun, but it probably does. Has something to do with Tua, it probably does. And it has a lot to do with, I guess, him being there's been rumors that he was stubborn and stuff like that. But again, if it's because he's a hard coach to work with, listen, if we're winning, I don't care if he's a hard coach to work with. That's kind of comes with the territory of winning. I don't want a player coach that is going 4-12. I don't. But again, we'll see. It's so hard for me to really judge this move without seeing who we hire, because if I sit up here and bash the team for Brian Flores and then we hire Jim Harbaugh, who I probably like better than Brian Flores, then I would feel like an idiot. So it's hard for me to really bash the team at this particular point without knowing what we're going to do. Somebody tweeted me that it was like, can we at least wait to see who we sign? So I think that's fair. See who we sign and then go on from that. But right now, I don't know. When I look in Brian DeBall, I mean, that's not my favorite guy in the world. Doug Peterson, that's not my favorite guy in the world. Like, these guys, I'd rather have Brian Flores than both of those guys. Definitely don't want another defensive-minded coach if you're looking at, like, Dennis Allen's of the world. I really just want Jim Harbaugh or bust, really, for me personally. But I'll get more. I'll look more into it and see if there's another coach I like. But that's the reality, guys. Get in the comments and know what you guys think. The Miami Dolphins fired their coach after 2 winning seasons. It looks bad on paper, I won't lie, but again, there are some nuances that you have to pay attention to as far as how bad our offense was during these 2 seasons and shit like that, where you look and say, okay, but it does look bad that we had 2 winning seasons, especially what we were able to do against the Patriots, especially when you consider how good our defense was at times and the turnovers they forced and the development of the defensive players. There's a lot that we're losing when we're losing Brian Flores. We just got to hope that we net positive with the new coach. So we'll see what we get. It'll be interesting to see. I'll look some more research. Get in the comments and what you guys think. Let me know who you guys want to look at for the rest of the coaches. Let me know why you guys think that Brian Flores got fired. Like, comment, subscribe. Road to 11K. I'm out.